I mean, it can't be that hard. I mean, have you seen the structure of this face? I mean, it's already the start of something beautiful.
Welcome to Talk Jeff City. Glad you all could join us. I'm your host, Josh Harmon. This is the first episode of Talk Jeff City, Jefferson City's own late-night-based talk show. We're going to be doing a lot of great things. Hope you all enjoy it. We're going to be having a lot of fun, passing along information, building community. This is going to be a great show and a great opportunity for everybody in Jefferson City. We've got a great guest lined up for you tonight. But first, before we get started, I know nothing's official in Jeff City until you're vetted by the JCMO Good, Bad, and Ugly. So if everybody could go on Facebook and take care of that, we'd greatly appreciate it. And thanks for Nathan Hayes for running that thing. He should be the unofficial mayor of Jefferson City, if everybody's not calling him that already.
Boom. We're also a mobile show. We're going to be going places in town. We're going to be doing a lot of fun things with our guests. There might be singing. There might be a little dancing. You just never know what you might see on this show. We're going to be going to different places, showing everything we have to offer and having fun along the way. Hey, this week also saw what is supposed to be Leonard Steinman's last race that he's going to run for. And in other news, there's a van, a box truck, and a school bus for sale. They might need a little paint. But other than that, they're in good shape. We interrupt this monologue to bring you some breaking news, folks. We're out here on Missouri Boulevard at the scene of a construction site. Ground has been broken, a building's going up. Could this be the ever-elusive, long-promised Olive Garden that has been coming to Jeff City? Or, more importantly, and better yet, is this the Hooters that has been promised to us since Jack Daniels first announced it on the radio many years ago? Guys, we're just not in luck. It's an IHOP. In other news this week, we finally almost got all the money. We've applied for a grant to finish up most of the funding for the Riverfront development project, which is all done by private donations, and we're going to be able to get this grant, get the bridge across, found the access and the way that Union Pacific will allow us to get over the railroad tracks to the riverfront and be able to enjoy that. So that was some great news. So, all right, we're here today for Talk Jeff City. We have our first distinguished guest with us today, the mayor, Carrie Turgeon. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
You ready to have fun?
Yes, I am.
Be a little bit serious, be a lot more fun.
All right.
So, let's start off. You've lived here all your life. What's one of your favorite things that's no longer here in Jeff City that you remember doing as a kid, or a place you remember going?
That's no longer here. Well, one of my favorite things, and I guess it is still here, but I don't utilize it, but Turgeon Apartments. It's where I grew up. When I was born here at St. Mary's here in Jefferson City, my grandparents had Turgeon Apartments on McCarty Street and Washington, and it's this cute little Art Deco apartment building, and I grew up there for the first few years of my life, and my grandparents lived there, and I really have fond memories of going there and then walking uptown every day with my grandparents and walking uptown for parades. And in fact, walking from there, even in junior high, I'd stay with them sometimes and walk over to Jeff Jr. And I have fond memories of kind of living near downtown. Now I'm a West End girl, so I live out west, and my parents built out west.
I'm just joking.
I love all parts of the city, but I do live on the West End, and but I do miss living in Turgeon apartments and have fond memories of being in the downtown there.
I've lived here all my life too. I remember when they used to have Santa Claus downtown in the trailer.
Oh yes,
down there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't remember that, and then I can't remember the name of it, but there used to be a drugstore downtown, and I want to think it was Pope's Drugstore. It wasn't around very long after, I came into existence, but I remember my grandpa taking me down there, and they had the best egg salad sandwiches, something you don't hear people eating very much of anymore. But
well, some of us that were fortunate enough to grow up in Jefferson City, we do have those fun memories of spending time with grandparents and parents and families and generations, and that is traditions that do continue today now with new and different stores in the area.
Yeah, you want to know what another fun memory was? How long has it been since you've been into Whaley's to have a fountain soda?
Oh, I go into Whaley's pretty often, but I haven't had a fountain soda in a while.
You haven't? Oh,
no.
I haven't either, so we're going to go in here and check out the old soda fountain here at Whaley's real quick.
All right. Let's do it.
Quantico Video is a local video production company that specializes in making promotional videos for small businesses. We are also proud to provide our services to good causes and nonprofits such as Operation Belated Thank You, the De La Cruz Benefit Car Wash, J-Band, and Caleb McLean Family. We are proud of the Jefferson City area and look for any opportunity to promote, grow, and add to our community. It is with this pride we bring to you Talk Jeff City. Victory Auto Plaza at 2411 Industrial Drive not only has great vehicles for sale, but also is a proud supporter of Talk Jeff City. Owner Scott Bradshaw provided the 2013 SUV that we used for the show. The great vehicle was detailed by Doug's Auto Detailing at 2421 Industrial Drive. See them for all your vehicle needs.
How long has it been since you've been in here to actually get a soda?
It's been a while. I'm in here a lot, but not for since.
Wasn't it over on the other side way back when? Wasn't the fountain area on the other side way back when?
In pictures, I think it was, but it's always been here. We had pictures on the walls first. As far back as 1896, when it was a meat
Yeah, I think I remember it being then when they still had the old handful at the counter.
Yeah, I think it was. And there was a cigarette. In a beer cooler over there. Yeah.
I'm going to start showing my age. I start talking too much about all this stuff.
Yeah, right. People come in and they say they used to deliver on their bikes. They used to deliver medicine or beer when they were kids on their bicycles. That was a part-time job. Of course, back then there wasn't any laws against it. Those
Interesting stuff. But yeah, I started thinking about this place the other day. I was like, I haven't been in here for so long. Even actually forgot still even did all this in here.
Well, cheers. With our cherry coke.
It's been a long time.
Is it Steve Carter in
there? Alright, so that was fun.
Nothing like a good cherry coke from Whaley's East End Drive.
Like you said, everybody forgetting about them down here.
Oh, I don't forget about them. I'm in there pretty often, but I need to stop in a little more frequent and get a cherry Coke.
So, well, like you said, hopefully we'll have Lafayette opened up. This is going to be a neat addition, having these off ramps and this fully accessible to downtown and another area. Been kind of a pain going on for us Eastenders that use all these side streets.
It's going to be worth it, definitely. This whole area is going to come alive when this Lafayette interchange opens up, and we're very fortunate to have this growth in Jefferson City. It will really spur some interest and development in the East End.
Yes. Yeah, well, let's talk about a little something else that was in the news the last week. Adrian's Island. They talked about, putting the bridge in over there. Tell us a little bit about that project and where we're at with that.
It's actually very exciting. We're the farthest we've ever been, thanks to some very generous donors in the community who have taken an interest in the Riverfront area, and we're one of the few cities that has a capitol and a river and a retired prison. We're in fact the only city in the nation that has all three, and taking advantage and utilizing the river to its fullest potential is very important, and accessing the riverfront when we have all of the railroad tracks has been a challenge. So we're looking to build an overhead walkway that would get us to the riverfront from the Capitol. So basically starting at the Veterans Memorial at the Capitol and a bridge over the railroad tracks and accessing the land.
So the bridge is going to be more kind of in the middle between Jefferson's Landing and the Capitol on that side?
Yes, if you go behind the Capitol, we have the Veterans Memorial there. It will be, the sidewalk will lead essentially right behind that and right over the railroad tracks, and it will be ADA accessible to get down to the Riverfront Park, essentially, which is Adrian's Island. And the area there is usually out of the floodplain. Even with the heavy flooding we had in December, the area that the landing would be was still dry, and so it's got a lot of potential, and it's quite a bit of land there too. People don't often realize that it's starting at the Capitol and really ends up over at MSP. That's how long this piece of land is. And when you think about the future of MSP, there is an area there for a marina planned in the future development whenever a private developer ends up taking that space over as well. So if you really think into the future, you could start at the Capitol and eventually be able to access out at the prison. But this river that we have, and having the Capitol, is such a perfect place for people to access our river.
So there is plans for a marina down the road, but they would be down at the penitentiary site? Down
the road there certainly could be. It's on the master plan and it shows that. So someday when future developers come through, that would be a wonderful option that would really make sense, especially after we get this. But what we're talking about now with the private donors is this current bridge that we're looking at the Capitol, and most of the funds have been raised. We have a lot of private donors. We're still doing active fundraising, and the city's Parks and Recreation Foundation is the entity that's gathering those funds for us. So if people are interested in donating, they certainly can, and we have a lot of generous donors in our community, which is what's making this happen, and a lot of interest too.
Well, I mean, I think you've probably forgotten, but I mean, my interest in, I thought that area should have been developed years and years and years ago, to bring people to the city. Now, the bridge that's going over there, that's just a pedestrian bridge that's going over there? Or?
Yes, bike, pedestrian, more of a passive area, like it would be a park, like park benches and more of a trails and walking and biking trails.
I mean, my question, just leading up to what my question is then how does, because I assume Parks and Rec is going to be the one that takes care of it?
Yes,
the area once it's
a city park.
Yeah. How are they going to be able to access it to take care of it and so forth?
And there is enough space on this walkway that would allow for the smaller type vehicles that would be able to access for maintenance, and also for emergency vehicles, and we have addressed those concerns as well.
Okay.
Odium Social, a social media marketing and management firm, provides content development and publishing across all forms of social media.
and specializes in the promotion of small businesses in the area. They also provide promotion for charity events such as the De La Cruz Benefit Car Wash. Odium Social is also an integral part of Small Business Mall 2016 to be held in conjunction with Small Business Saturday. You have an old piece of furniture that looks outdated and in need of some life? Did you see an idea online, you started it, but it's still sitting in the garage 6 months later? Projects with Style can take your furniture and make it new again. Whether it's a solid color or antiqued look, they can breathe fresh air into it. Find them on Facebook to see the possibilities. If you've seen it on Pinterest, they can help you get it done.
So, everybody knows in Jeff City that you are probably, some people might say you're the biggest Rod Stewart fan. My mom would say you're the second biggest Rod Stewart fan in Jefferson City.
I don't know about that. I'm going to have a talk with your mom.
Well, I can't tell my mom she's not the biggest Rod Stewart fan, so if you want to tell her, you go right ahead.
The challenge is on.
So, when did your love of Rod Stewart start?
I've always loved Rod Stewart. I grew up with Rod Stewart's music and I've always loved it. And then in college, senior year, spring break, started following Rod Stewart around. Had our first concert in Tampa, Florida, senior year, 1994. And since then, I've seen him over 40 times. I've lost count now, but yeah.
Does that put you in fan status, groupie status, or stalker status?
I'm the mayor, so I'm not a stalker. But
no, I know. I'm
really
just,
big fan. And he puts on such a great show, and he's playing now in Vegas, and I would highly recommend seeing him.
I just recommend going to Vegas, but that's just me.
So if you're gonna go to Vegas, then be like us and go to like 3 or 4 Rod Stewart concerts while you're there.
3 or 4. Wow.
Well, if you're there, yeah, and he plays so many in a week, and yeah, why wouldn't you? Why would you do anything else in Vegas?
Well, I don't know. I might try to win some money. I don't.
So we can keep going to more Rod concerts.
So we went ahead and brought along some Rod Stewart music, because we're going to try to get the mayor to sing.
Oh boy.
We're going to test this fandom to see if she really is the #1 fan. Wake up, Maggie, I think I got something to say to you.
All right, Josh. Maybe you're the #1 fan.
Should be back at school.
Humpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. But Humpty Dumpty wasn't a fool. He jumped into the swimming pool.
Jefferson City is home to an award-winning Parks and Recreation Department. As the capital city of Missouri, maintaining our local parks and recreation facilities and implementing programs to meet the ever-changing needs of our community and its visitors is a challenge. The Jefferson City Parks and Recreation Foundation strives to provide additional resources to leverage taxes, fees, and grants to enhance our parks and recreation services. Over the years, civic-minded individuals and organizations have maintained a tradition of enhancing the quality of life for their families, friends, and neighbors through generous donations to the Jefferson City Parks and Recreation system. In 1992, the Jefferson City Parks and Recreation Foundation was formed to provide continuing leadership and foster the expansion of parks and recreation services in Jefferson City. The Foundation's goal is to emphasize the value of parks and recreation, both passive and active, not only for individual growth and development, but also for strong family unit and for making our community a more desirable place to live, work, play, and visit. Projects that the Foundation has provided money for include, but are not limited to, the Memorial Benches and Tree Program located throughout the city at the parks, the Greenway, and downtown, sound and lighting upgrades to the Washington Park Ice Arena, the memorial bricks at the Veterans Plaza, the Lewis and Clark Trailhead Monument, youth activity fees, and the Riverfront development. If you believe as we do, wholesome recreation pursuits make individuals more productive in their homes and communities and lead to a healthier and happier life, please commit your support to the Jefferson City Parks and Recreation Foundation. Land, trees, fountains, benches, shelters, activity fees for youth programs are all gifts that can make a difference in people's lives. Any and all size of gifts to our community are appreciated and contribute to the livability and quality of life of Jefferson City. For more information on how you can make a tax-deductible contribution of land, money, or other gifts, please contact the Foundation's Executive Director, Todd Spalding, at 634-6482. If you have a small or home-based business, we are looking for you. Odium Social and Talk Jeff City are having a small business mall on Small Business Saturday, November 26th. This is going to be a huge community event and generate great traffic. End 2016 on a great note and expose your business to a much larger customer base for a great start to 2017. Booths are going fast, so hurry and contact Odium Social. Windstone Entertainment and Event Center, Jefferson City's newest and nicest venue, offers 12,000 square feet of event space with a stage, 2,000 square foot dance floor, full commercial kitchen, bar, and the flexibility to transform and adapt to many events. They host swing dance lessons on Tuesday nights and a country dance and lessons on Friday nights. Windstone is host for Small Business Mall 2016 and a proud supporter and works with numerous nonprofits and charities in the area. You're just always on the go. It just amazes me.
Thank you. There's a lot, and I know when you approached me to ask if I would do this, and thank you for having me as a guest, and especially on your first official show. And I think it's important that any opportunity there is to get the word out about Jefferson City and what's happening in Jefferson City and what's good in Jefferson City especially is important. And two, you're class of 90 as I am, and we've got to support other fellow classmates, and I know that that's something that you're also trying to do, is support and highlight some of our local businesses, and sometimes we can use these kind of opportunities to highlight what we have and showcase Jefferson City.
I agree. We've actually stopped out here, and we're out here in front of the prison too. Let's talk about that fun time we had 4th of July for the concert in Travis Tritt.
Yes.
Here the 2nd of July.
That was great. First time we've ever had this concert inside the walls, and it was really a neat event, and we were able to bring a national name to bring Travis Tritt here, and we had a lot of community support to make it happen, and had a good crowd. And despite the rainy weather we had, we still had people here that just came to support. And our prison is such an asset to the community, the history that's there, the architecture, and actually the setup is just perfect for events and for concerts. We had the upper yard, which is the outdoor courtyard, surrounded by the 3 historic buildings, and we had a stage brought in, and it was really set up perfect for a concert, and everybody had fun. And now they're asking, when are you going to do this again? So we hope to make it definitely an annual event, and maybe more, and glad to be well received.
What type of groups do you foresee? I mean, I know there's nothing in the works, but do you think, us being able to attract the big national acts, at the same stature as Travis Tritt, different types of music? I mean, kind of what do you see, and what do you think would be a great?
I think we have a lot of potential, so it's really whatever we as a community want to seek out for this. I think national acts see this venue as very unique. It's really one of a kind and different, so I think that has a draw, and then I really feel it's set up perfectly for holding events, and we need some unique event space, and really to take advantage of it and take advantage of the assets that we have and that we're given as a community. And the fact that people embraced it as well as they did for the first time ever really inspires us to do more and utilize the space. And the tours are very successful. They've had 26,000 tours just last year alone, and they're already on track to exceed that for this year. So we want to maintain and keep that going, and it's nice to have something for the locals to do and also for visitors. So I really think that the potential here is really great.
Like I said, I agree with you. I mean, I think a perfect storm kind of came together to make all that happen with everybody's involvement and then getting the state to allow to use it for that. I know is a big, key getting their approval for those.
Absolutely.
If the city, now this is putting your dream cap on, if there was something we could do or bring to this city that, would really improve getting people here and getting events like that here, what's something that's on that mayor's wish list of something we could get in Jeff City to, if people would approve it, to bring here and really bring people in?
Well, there are 4 things that I really have set as goals for the city and that I've been working on, and along with the city and the council and citizens' input, I've really found that 4 things I think we could do that would have a huge impact on our community are, number 1 is the prison, as we talked about, and revitalizing that prison into space that we can use. Another one would be the Riverfront access and development, because it's such an asset that we have. Also improving Capitol Avenue. There are some homes that, as we know, have been dilapidated, and we're looking through some options right now and working towards getting that area back and revitalized as well. And then also a future civic center. I know in the past we've talked somewhat about a conference center, but looking at something that might be a little more utilized by the community and more of an expo civic space rather than the typical traditional conference space. So those are 4 things that and I know they've all 4 been talked about for many years, but there's a lot of momentum building and synergy together with all 4 of those projects that once they start moving, they will really have a huge impact and really change the face of the community. But it's nothing new. It's nothing we don't already have. What we're doing is looking at our assets.
Since we're outside the prison.
Since we're outside the prison.
And it's raining.
And it's raining. Perfect.
That's what it is. We were cursed because they knew we had Travis Tritt music in the car.
Playing old guitar from the 9 till I half past 1. I'm just trying to make a living watching everybody else having fun.
These people are going to think you're crazy.
Well, I don't miss as much if it happens on the dance hall floor.
Everybody thinks I'm crazy anyway.
Mercy, look what just walked through that door. Well, hello, TROUBLE.
Hi guys.
Tell me what in the world you doing there with me?
There's some tourists.
LOLOKING.
What's that?
Well, I smell TROUBLE. I was a little bitty baby when my papa hit the skids. Mama had a time trying to raise 9 kids. She told me not to step cause she was impolite. She did the best she could to try to raise me right. Mama never told me about nothing like YOU. But guess your mama must have been another good looking one or two. Hey, good LOLOKING. Well, I smell TROUBLE.
Well, the prison brought it out of us. What can we say?
Prison rain.
Little Travis Tritt.
Now we just need a tour bus. Go on the road. No.
There you go. I'll work on Rod. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Oh my! Did you see his carpool karaoke?
I did see that. I loved it because when that came on, everybody I know called me. Did you see Rod Stewart? And I loved it. They would send me the links, and I'd click on them and watched it a ton. I loved it. That's my favorite. I love Rod Stewart.
I'd like to thank the mayor, Carrie Turgeon, for being such a great sport. We had a lot of fun with that interview that day, even though there was a lot of serious stuff going on. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'd like to also thank Victory Auto Plaza for supplying the car. that we drove around in, and hope everybody has a great week, and we'll see you next Tuesday.